Hi, this is Prasoon Joshi and you are watching BollywoodHungama.com.
I've known Prasoon for a long time, and one thing I can vouch for is his humility and the fact that he has always been the same. You know, it's always been the same. कहीं लगता ही नहीं है. हम लोग अखबारों में पढ़ते रहते हैं and TV पे देखते रहते हैं Prasoon Joshi and Prasoon Joshi. But when you meet him, he is still the same what he was 15 years back, 16 years back.
And it's so good to talk to you because you know you've known me all these years. Okay. And that's why when I feel as if I'm just catching up on our earlier conversation. Yeah. And I have that. आपसे वो एक तरह की वो राब्ता जो है वो there is a connection which was there much before anybody knew me actually. Right. You know? So you know how I have practiced my craft and how hard I have worked at it. The question is, even when I was growing up, that time I don't think I was brought up as an ambitious child. Fortunately, my father never ever tried to fulfill his unfulfilled dreams through me.
Okay, that's very important.
बहुत से बच्चे इस बात के शिकार होते हैं कि उन पर महत्वाकांक्षाएं, ambitions ला दी जाती. They have borrowed ambitions. वो किसी और के लिए उन्हें प्रूव करना होता है खुद को. उनसे कोई पूछे तो वो कहे यार मैं आज़ाद पंछी की तरह उड़ना चाहता हूँ, पर शायद उसकी कोई कदर नहीं. Fortunately, my parents never ever told me that you have to do this in life. You have to do this. They were happy in my staying happy.
क्या बात है?
You know, they could derive their pleasure. That is the reason when you ask me that you got a Padma Award today, how happy you are, I feel happier that my parents are happy. And that's why it's significant to me. Absolutely. Because they never ever imposed their desires and their ambitions on me. Even subliminally. कि मैं कभी अपने पेरेंट्स को दूसरे कमरे में बात करते सुन रहा हूँ और मेरे फादर ये कह रहे हैं चलो जो भी करे काश ये करे. और फिर क्योंकि बच्चे जो होते हैं बड़े हसास होते हैं, बड़े संजीदा होते हैं, उनके अंदर वो चीज़ें अंदर चली जाती हैं, बिल्कुल सबकॉन्शियस में चली जाती है कि यार मेरे फादर मेरे पिता मुझसे ये चाहते हैं और मुझे ये करना चाहिए. और इससे पहले कि पेरेंट्स को मालूम हो बच्चे वो बोझ उठा चुके होते हैं और वो बोझ से फिर आप उनको मुक्त नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि आपने उनके कॉन्शियसनेस को वो बोझ दिया है. आप कितना भी कहने की कोशिश करें बेटा हमको कोई नहीं तुम खुश रहो बस, नहीं, अंदर से उसको मालूम है कि मेरा बाप एक्चुअली गिवन अ चांस ही वुड वांट मी टू बी दिस. फॉर्चुनेटली आई हैड नो सच साइकोलॉजिकल प्रेशर टू लिव विद.
क्या बात है. You know, one more observation that I've had, Prasoon, about you, I think all these years is that you're actually very interested in people.
Yes.
Not merely like it has to be celebrities or anything of that sort. Like the conversations that I've had with you at your home, I think almost 14 years back in Bandra, or even apart from that, whenever we have met, you've called up and spoken to my mother out of the blue, and you have this innate interest in people. And you actually are very excited to talk to them and just know their experiences.
Yes.
Many times, most of the people, they are so obsessed with themselves that they are unable to just even understand the wajood bhi kisi aur ka. Lekin what I've noticed about you personally, and I've always really liked that thing, that you're very interested in the other person, and you genuinely want to know about that person. Is that one of the factors that you've been able to absorb a lot of sentiments and been able to express in your both in advertising as well as your poetry?
I think you're right. If you do not know people, eventually what is a creative person? What is creativity? Why do you create? Yes, you express, and we talk a lot about self-expression and everything. What is this self-expression?
Right.
Where are you getting ideas from? You are getting ideas from life. See, हमारा self-expression एक तमाशा करने वाले जादूगर जैसा self-expression नहीं है कि वो एक हैट में से खरगोश निकाल के दिखा देता है आपको. वो हैट और खरगोश जो है वो वाबस्ता नहीं है जिंदगी से. वो एक जिसे कहते हैं स्पेक्टिकल. दैट इज अ स्पेक्टिकल. आई डोंट मेक स्पेक्टिकल्स. व्हेन आई राइट आई एम बोरोइंग फ्रॉम पीपल्स लाइफ. मैं माँ का जिक्र करता हूँ, मैं बहन का जिक्र करता हूँ, मैं लवर का जिक्र करता हूँ, मैं रिश्तों की बात करता हूँ, मैं एम्बिशंस का जिक्र करता हूँ, लोगों के संघर्षों की बात करता हूँ. व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट ऑल दोज थिंग्स यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट पीपल इन देयर लाइव्स. If you are not connected with their lives, how on earth you are going to talk about their lives through your creative work? So the kind of creative work we do in films or poetry or music or wherever we do, the kind of creative work I am associated, even in the field of communication, we constantly need to borrow from life, and you can't stay in a suspended reality or in an ivory tower and expect that your work will connect with people if you yourself are not connected with people.
Right.
बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आपकी जड़ें ज़मीन से जुड़ी हुई हों. आप जितना चाहे ऊंचे आसमान में लहरा लीजिए, आपकी शाखाएं, आपकी जो शाखें हैं वो खूब आराम से डोलें हवाओं में, लेकिन आपकी जड़ें ज़मीन में होनी चाहिए, वरना आपको ऊर्जा नहीं मिलेगी, आपको एनर्जी नहीं मिलेगी.
Okay, now when is it that you're going to be getting the Padma Shri? Sometime
they will be informing, the government will be informing, I think in another month's time. Right. There will be a special ceremony for this. That's what I've been told.
Right.
Look forward to that.
Okay, and you've written a beautiful poem for Dilip Kumar Saab recently.
Ji.
And he's getting Padma
Vibhushan. Yes.
Yeah, and he's getting Padma Vibhushan. So do you feel flattered that the likes of Amitabh Bachchan and Dilip Kumar?
What can I say? You know, both Shri Bachchan and Dilip Saab. I've been fortunate that I spent a lot of time with Shri Bachchan.
Right.
Our basic interest and common meeting ground is poetry. One of my maternal side grandfather, my cousin of my grandfather, Sumitranandan Pant, who I never met. Famous poet.
Right.
Who I never met, but my mother used to talk about him, and I grew up on his poetry.
Absolutely.
And he was very close to Shri Harvansh Rai Bachchan. So Amit ji and me primarily in the beginning connected that we had read the similar literature. We had the similar kind of Hindi poetry background. And still, you know, till today, whenever we get time, Amit ji will recite a lot of work of his father. Some of the work which is rare work. And I have been fortunate enough to listen to him till early morning in wee hours. We've chatted and recited poetry, where I recite my own work and he will recite his father's work. So I have spent a lot of time because of poetry with Mr. Bachchan. And he also publishes, Dilip Saab's poem also he published on his blog. He also published one of my recent poems, Lakshya, on his blog. So he's, I feel honored that he publishes my work. So I've been fortunate to spend time with him, and I have a different relationship with Mr. Bachchan, and I feel he should get every award. You know, he's at this age. I mean, so much for our generation to learn from a man like him. He's so interested. See, you might be active. That's a different thing.
Right.
But you might not be interested.
Kya baat?
Amitabh Bachchan is interested. He is still as interested in life, and I look at him and I feel, God, he's seen everything.
Right.
How is he still engaged with life at that fundamental level?
That hunger is wonderful, actually. Not that
I don't think that is hunger, because I think he's satiated. He would have seen it all. There is something more than that.
Yeah,
I have not been able to figure out, Faridoon, what exactly it is, because at that age, you know, still being so active, and there are certain things you would probably doing repeatedly, thousands of times he would have done. And I've shot a lot of times with him. The moment you say action, he's a changed man. I don't know what happens to him. Something divine happens to him. So I think he's blessed. Dilip Saab, I have only seen him from a distance. We grew up on his work. Looked in awe, always. Oh, there is Dilip Saab's work. I never knew that one day my dear friend and someone I hugely respect and admire, Amir Khan, will call me and say, Prasoon, his book is getting released. I think you should write a poem about him. Faridoon, before that, I knew very little as an audience would know about him. And you know, in poetry, that is not enough. So I spent a lot of time with Sairaji.
No, must have.
I spent a lot of time with Sairaji. Tried to learn the experiences, what he used to be like, what he likes. And if you read that poem, you will feel
No, I loved it. In fact, you were in London at that point of time when I called you.
I know, I remember.
In fact, there was one. In fact, I noted down when Amir was reciting it. I actually just surreptitiously captured it on my iPad, and I just noted down everything after that.
Hi, this is Faridoon Shahryar. For the most interesting celebrity interviews, do subscribe to Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.